up, big dog?
What up, man?
Man, I'm glad everything's working okay.
If you want to call it that.
Everything's kind of up and running right now.
Everything's bootleg.
Yeah, yeah, that's for real. Everything's kind of off. It was funny. I was watching the video, the intro, and I was looking at our special guest in there, and I didn't know she was off would go with the pictures that I put up there or not. So I can't wait to hear her feedback on that because I didn't get approval. That might be good. I didn't get approval.
Hey, but we working through what we got. Coming off of a TDY, coming off of 365, still on the short tour. It is what it is, man. It's about resilience, right? That's what we talk about, right?
Sure.
We gotta make it happen. But speaking of special guests, man, we gotta get in here. We definitely added some fire to the team, to the family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's been a long time coming before we decided to extend. I think we extended with the right people. So without further ado, go ahead and bring that special guest / new family member.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring her right in. Y'all saw her on the intro, right? Brought a female to the team, which we always need a female on the team to give us some more diversity and a different thought process on different subjects. And also, she has some things that she wants to talk about. She's been on the show before, one with Chief Rogers. That's a great episode. I think that was the first one we did with two chiefs. That was a good episode. We brought her on, and I'll just wait till she get on to tell it. Basically, the craziest place that we did an interview with somebody. She takes the candle for that one. But we'll bring her on right now, ladies and gentlemen. Chief Master Sergeant Jessica D. Nice Player. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
We usually have clapping noises and stuff like that.
Clap it up.
Yeah. I'm good.
Welcome to the team.
I'm proud to be a member of the team.
Welcome.
We went through and was talking about who's going to be a part of this team and who we were going to ask. I know we were talking about we need a female. You were the first name to come up. And I was like, actually, Mike brought you. I was like, you know what? Ask her. The worst she can say is no. And she says no, we'll move on and find nobody else. But we'll go from there. Real quick, let me say something. Chief Counsel is supposed to be on the episode. And he's doing a lot of timing in. I hope he ain't doing while he's driving because I'm going to call the cops while he's texting and driving because you ain't supposed to be doing that.
You just snitched.
That's fine.
Play.
Oh, my God.
That's fine. He better not be doing that.
So we got a couple of disclaimers. That's one. Two, I'm just going to put myself right out on Front Street because I lost my Bose headphones temporarily. That's why I look like I'm playing Call of Duty. So let me put myself on Front Street for anybody else calling me out because I know it's coming. 3, shout out to Dell Brown. We forgot about Brown. He another family member. Hey, congratulations to him and his family. I know he already put it out on Facebook, so we're gonna put it out to the UPC fam. He just had his first kid 2 days ago, a day ago. He just had his first kid, so shout out to him and his family. Congratulations, brother.
It was yesterday.
Yeah, well, I'm on a different time zone, so.
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, it was last night. He gonna text me last night, late as hell. I don't know why y'all do childbirths at like 2:00 in the morning and some crazy times like that. I don't know why that happens.
You are definitely not a parent because this dude
no.
This dude just said, I don't know why y'all do childbirths. What? That was terrible, bro. You don't decide when you just, hey, man, I'm gonna have my kid at 3:05. That's not how that work like that.
Well, why it work like that?
What?
Sometimes the kid be want to make their grand entrance at a certain time.
Thank you. We have a mom here, so please explain to him how this works.
Because I don't know. I'm like, what takes so long, man? Just break the microwave when the buzzer goes off, and you good. I don't know how this stuff works, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the funniest story that I had was with baby number 3, because you know the rodeo a little bit, but I was stationed in Yokota Air Force Base and I went to Yokosuka, so they had me like stork nesting because she was so big. So before we were going to the hospital, I was like, yo, I have to eat because I'm not going in there and they're not going to give me anything to eat. I kid you not. They brought us the food at the table at Chili's. I was going back and forth to the bathroom. Like water broke sitting in the waiting room. But I was like, yo, I'm good. I ate. Yeah. And when she came out, I'm like, yo, you are 9 pounds, 10 ounces, but I was going to eat before you came out.
Oh my God. Hey, Pete, see what I'm saying? Look, you got to do what you got to do, man.
You do.
You got to do what you got to do, man.
Hopefully everything will. I'm waiting on Brown to hit me back. I mean, I know he's doing things. Probably sleeping right now. But
Phone off because we ain't that important. And it's either text us back or his wife kick his behind. So I said, bro, turn your phone off, man.
That's what he on Do Not Disturb. Okay, so it's your fault. All right, bet that.
You about to get him fired. Talking about
why?
Bro, you ain't important. He just had a kid, bro. You were the last thing on his mind.
First of all, I'm out here with him, so if any emergencies come up, I'm the number one call. He called me before he called the cops, called the paramedics, called anybody, called his mama. He called me. I'm the number one call. I gotta go check.
You are the cop, though.
Right.
Just on base. Just on base.
Just on base. Yeah, because off base, you be snitching apparently because you just snitched on DC. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, he'll be all right. Yeah. But he's supposed to be going here later, so hopefully he get on here later. But Chief, man, I don't know what to call you, so I need to figure that out first. I'm always used to calling you Chief, so I'm gonna stick to Chief till you correct me. What's been going on? I
need to hear the correction first.
So, like, I am at home, so player is fine.
There we go. That's
you know what? We family. So people always get on me about this. Like, since we're family, it's Jess. Like, if you don't know me, it's Jessica.
Yeah, okay. All right. We definitely family. Yeah, definitely. So what's been going on? What's new with you?
So I've been in Panama City, Florida for about 6 months now. I did the child custody assignment, so it has been like a blessing in disguise. I have a fantastic commander. He is prior enlisted maintainer. So like we both really mesh well. The kids, I get to see them every other weekend versus the 12 hours that I was when I was stationed at Dias. And kind of like what I was talking to you all about, just enjoying like watching my daughter, who's my mini-me, like evolve into a beautiful young woman. She's excited to go to Alabama State. I'm excited to kick her out of the house, but she's like, I'm not leaving. So I was like, hey, that's good on me because you can stay there with your dad for a free room and board. But the other kids are good. My son is doing good in sports. The two babies be lying to people talking about they still twins. I was like, I twins, real twins, like y'all need to stop. Yeah. But I, grew up a little bit here. I made a post. I think the airman was asking me like, hey, how would you sum up your military career? And I did it by the movies and like, they were like shocked. Yeah, like Columbus, Mississippi. The lady was like, BAPS. I said, why are you playing? Some of y'all walk around here like BAPS 2.0 right now. But, back then, I don't care. We all tested the limits to see, hey, what type of hairstyles can we get away with the hats? But I just had a great time. I'm looking forward to clicking the button next year in June because, I don't have any leave. Me and a few of my homegirls, we joke about it, but yeah, I think my leave balance like 8 days. So I'm waiting on that 2.5 to cash at the end of the month. So I can pay for next month. Yeah.
You sound like me. I be that dude. I was telling my wife and my one of my sons was like, I don't think I had 30. This is the first time I had over 30 days in probably like 10 years. I'm not even gonna lie.
Really?
Probably like 10 years. But it's crazy. Go ahead. What you got?
No. Go ahead. I'm about to.
In my defense, my last stateside base, other than Luke, was Shaw. So I've been overseas, back to back. You know what I mean? So when we taking leave, we taking 20 days, 25 days, because it ain't worth it if you take anything less than that, in my opinion. So this is the first time I had over 30 days in like 10 years. I be looking at my LES just cuz, be excited. Just to see my leave days. Just to see my leave days.
Look, I be in leave web trying to bite my hands, be like, yo, please let this like cash in like when I get ready to return back from leave.
You already know. Try to keep that negative off that little box.
Yeah. Hey. Real quick, shout out to everybody in here. Nicole, appreciate you putting your little comments, even though you bagging on me. I appreciate it anyway.
Keep it up. You bad because Nicole said 3.0. I'm with you, girl.
Yeah. Cash, man, thanks for being up in here. Chief, we'll see you in a minute. And Grice, man, what's up, man? I see you up in here. Hey, you know what's funny? I ain't never had less than 30 days to leave. I've always been on the use or lose list. And Mike get on me all the time about taking leave. I do not take leave. I can't tell you. The last time I took leave was before my PCS and before that year out. I can't remember. I don't remember when or why I took leave. But people be taking like 1-2 days here and there. I don't. I'll take like a week. Yo, here's the problem with me. I always feel like when I'm on leave, I miss something. And when I miss it, I'm gonna be mad at myself if I missed it. I'm not looking at the next opportunity. I'm mad at the opportunity I missed. It's an internal thing. Yeah, we did, but I'm being honest.
We already had this conversation. So I'm gonna let Jess get her opinion on it because you already know how I feel about it. You already know how I feel.
Well, y'all know y'all have carried me through from Keesler Air Force Base to Dyess, and I will tell you, like I was like you. I had use or lose from Keesler going to Dyess, but baby, I got to Dyess and I was like, they talk about, resiliency and coping. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I was like, why are you running yourself into the ground? Like, I don't want to look like Tales from the Crypt when I retire. And I was like, you know what? It was here before me. It's going to be here after me. So I'm like, I need to take leave. And it wasn't until I realized, and y'all know I was sold on retiring and moving to Alabama. Mm-hmm. But I would take that leave for 1 or 2 days to go to the mosque in Dallas on a Friday. And I fell in love with Dallas. Like when I tell y'all I would take maybe that Friday or that Monday just for cushion. But I felt like I just left Dyess at Dyess. When I was in Dallas, I would visit like Deep Ellum. I would go to Fort Worth. I was down in Red Oak, DeSoto. Like, that's where I think our topic is, burnout. I think you will run yourself in the ground if you don't have like healthy boundaries. And that's what I learned. I was like, they will never be prepared or ready for our absence, but you better make it felt. That's it. Take that leave.
That's it. And like you said, perfect segue. My what I realized too, right? We always talk about leadership, right? And it comes in different forms. And when you talk about this whole leave piece, right? If your troops see you constantly day in and day out, you never taking your own time, you never taking that break, you never taking the knee, but they see you in their eyes also being to appear successful, right? To them, okay, that's what I need to do to be successful. I don't need to take leave. I need to be here for every opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I can't miss it because if I do, I'm not going to be successful. Because if they look up to you, they're looking at how we move as well. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, hey, I take my leave. I ain't even gonna. One time I took a week. I think my wife was probably like, "Why you gonna waste that leave? It ain't wasting to me. I sit on this couch and watch." I was big in The Walking Dead. I'm watching The Walking Dead for a week straight. I'm on the couch watching The Walking Dead for a week straight. I'm good. This time you need it.
Yeah. I'm gonna get into that real quick. I wanted to say this thing Jay said, man. What's up, Jay, from Us Mentoring Us? But he said, hey, I know I recognize Big Chief Player. She mentored Yakota, and she was mentored. Yep, Yakota.
Mention.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mention Yakota, and she was the ALS instructor, hands down the best in the game. Glad to see you. How does that make you feel when you see stuff like that?
But that's not Jay. That's not Jay. That's not Jay from Us Mentoring Us. That's
not
Jay.
I'm sorry.
Ahead, Jess.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead,
I messed that one up.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I talk about that year so much, 2013, to a lot of people. But if it had not been, it was the FSS commander, Lieutenant Colonel Grant Vineyard, Chief Sonia Mayo, and it was the First Sergeant Jeffrey Glover. It's like crazy. April Fool's Day, I put on Tech Sergeant. May got a damn letter of counseling. June got a letter of reprimand. And in that same month, I had applied for Palace Chase because that's when they were getting ready to do terror and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Tony had applied. He got accepted where he could do the early retirement. Everybody on my base had approved it. And then the wing commander was like, hey, even though we approved, the AFPC said no, because your career field at the time, equal opportunity, they needed you. And I was like, yo, I'm tired. And then I was pregnant with the twins, but I saw Chief Sonia Mayo, and it's ironic now because now I'm a Black female FSS chief, and I think about her so much. But she was like, look, gal, you talk pretty good. Can you interview for the Airman Leadership School position? I was like, I got a letter of reprimand, do you still want me to interview? She was like, yeah, we'll handle it. Mm-hmm. So it was a guy that was also going up for the job. And then he was like, yo, you better know that Airman's Creed. I kid you not. I learned that Airman's Creed in one day. Got in front of the panel And then the rest is history. Like they helped me get rid of my letter of reprimand, and then I got in PME in 2013, and I left right when I made chief. And it's been by far one of the blessings that I've had, because people look at me, they be like, "Yo, like you like a real life Tyrese. You were a tech sergeant, now you're a chief."
They do exist.
I'm like, yo, it's so surreal, because that's what I was telling my airmen. I'm like, I tested for everything except for chief. And they were like, how did you do it? I had my uncle, he was like, you need to stop. He was like, read that book front to back one good time. And he was like, you love spending my money or other folks' money. And I did. So he was like, how do you remember it? So I started like corny stuff. I was like, Operation Just Cause Panama is Operation JC Penney. Y'all know,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
So I was like, bring your own drink. So that was Benjamin O. Davis. The pen would be, you know, doctrine is the linchpin of military operations. Like I was in there rapping, and I'll never forget my test. The test administrator, Mr. Marvin Dowdell, he's in Montgomery still. He was like, girl, you was over there sketching on that paper. And I was like, left, right, left for the side that you're supposed to walk on when you walking with an officer. And then messed up and got that wrong. But but I just look back and like, you know, I'm really going to miss this. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, you know, we've always felt like that underdog. And I'm just really tired. I'm tired of, you know, fighting. And I was listening to the Women's Symposium this week, and I forgot the young lady's name, but I took a picture of her. And she said, you know, the Air Force wants servant leadership, but they really want you to have serpent leadership. And I was like, yo, she ain't lying about that. Like, you want me to be a snake conniving, and I just can't do that. Like, it's just not in my DNA, and I've never done it. And I've had feedback, you know, from peers and said, you know, hey, you can move a little bit different, but I think PME established like, hey, you know, you have to be okay with the consequences of your actions. And that's why I moved the way I do, because I'm like, what's the worst that's going to happen? I mean, I am a chief that got a letter of admonishment, but it'll be on display at my retirement. But I just believe in speaking up, you know, because what's the worst that's going to happen? Nothing. Yeah.
You got to, hey, Pete, put a disclaimer out there. I forgot.
Oh, thank you. God, dog. Give me 10 seconds.
You got it. But you
have Pete, because I gotta protect my DD2.
Yeah, I got you. Anything that comes from unpopular celebrities is all unofficial. It's done in the capacity of Pete and Big Mike and not as military members. None of the views from us or any of the guests represent DOD or the Air Force as a whole. Sorry about that. I gotta get better on that.
It's all good. It's all good. We gotta hold each other accountable. Right.
Yeah.
No, you 100% right though. You know, how can we call ourselves leaders if we don't speak up? You know what I mean? For our people. You know what I'm saying? For the people we lead, the people we supervise, the people we sit over, like we have to. That's how you fight for them. You know what I mean? I think what she said is extremely powerful, right? But the question is it AF or is it the people that's in AF that makes you operate that way? You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times it's the people, right? Because you get people that get one track mind and they only want one thing, right? And it's what's best for them. You know what I'm saying? And I think like a couple episodes back, we said if everybody came into a new unit, a new group, a new wing with the mentality of what can I bring to this unit, group of wing to make it better, I think we'll be all right, right? But then you get a large percentage of people that move somewhere and they say, how can I get here and what can I get out of it, right? What's going to help me promote when I get here, right? So when you get the masses thinking like that, or you get a lot of people thinking like that, then now comes that serpent leadership. You know what I mean? Because now I see you as food versus a teammate that I can help and that can help me help this unit. You know what I mean? Or help these people. That's my philosophy on it. I think it's the people. You know,
yeah, Nicole just said the people is too. I think I'm the other way, man. I really think it's the environment, because I don't remember it being like this when I was just coming in, or maybe I just wasn't around the same topics and the same conversation I am now. But I remember everybody helping everybody. Now, you know, Mike, when we first came in, and I think Jess, we all came in around the same years, maybe a couple years apart. it was the war was kicking off and everything. Everybody's really just focused on readiness, and being ready to go to war or to support the people going to the war. And if that meant working extra hours or working extra days, I never heard anybody complain or anybody saying, no, I can't do this because of this. So that's how I grew up for the first maybe 5-6 years. After that, it seemed like a big shift in what was going on, and especially how promotion happened. Promotion messed a lot of things up as far as people's mindset and what gets people promoted. I think I really want to say it's the environment, man. The environment we put people around. Real quick, I got to do this. What's up, Chief Woods? I see you in here. Just want to give you a shout out. And Darian, I hope your finger's all right. I see you in here as well. Go ahead, Mike.
But who make up the environment? We make up the environment, right? Again, that's how I feel. We make up the environment.
But I'm saying the environment dictated how the people act. So, I mean, jail is kind of the ideal way is that how people react. The environment makes up how people react, and then people kind of move within that wherever they're at. So if the environment's messed up and the environment's not right, and the environment is pushing this on us, people are going to figure out how to act in that environment. That's how I feel.
Yeah, sometimes you'll have those individuals that, you'll see it upon arrival and they'll be like, hey, some just ain't right here. And I've walked into a few units that were like that, but it's almost standing firm in your convictions. And I think the thing that I've learned to balance right now is like how to be neutral, but then deliver feedback that's necessary. Like the environment is like, so FSS, personnelists, they're like, plugged in a lot of units around the base. And I had a disagreement with a master sergeant. And normally I would be like, okay, on the phone, but she had me on speaker. I had her on speaker in my office. And then her commander had chimed in, Jessica in the back. I'm like, yo, like, how you not going to let me know that you have your unit commander right here? But it's like, how do I educate people to stop? Like, just because you have operated this way does not mean it has been of quality. So that's the problem. You have so many people that have been to these installations for so long. And it's like, well, it's always worked like that. And I'll be the first to be like, well, who has told you that it's quality? So let's take a step back and be like, hey, what could we do better now that we can collaborate and compromise? But when I tell you, like, I had a person that is experienced and ready to go into CSS, they're just a senior airman. They argued me down because they were like, well, we want an NCO. Hey, do you want or do you need? Do you need someone to effectively run your CSS, or do you need someone to supervise? And, I'm being difficult. No, I'm trying to make sure you understand, like, know your role, shut your hole, and let me do my job. But, I can't say that. Right. I'm trying to finesse my words to be like, look, help us help each other and stop being so territorial as well.
That's big. And Chief Robinson, go back to that real quick. Pete.
My bad.
He said,
the one above that.
Yeah, no, right here. If we all treat each other like people and not rank, it'll get better. And it starts with us. 100%. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's where we segue like to go back to the burnout piece, right? You got people that's only focused on, again, what can I do, or what can I get these people do that's going to make me shine brighter, right? Not how am I making these people, not everybody, right? It's a select few, how can I get these people to maneuver to where I need them to maneuver to show that I'm leading them, right? Or what can I get out of these people? Not how can I make these people better, right? So in turn, you so focused on what that person wants, right? Now you working these people to the point where they smoke, right? Now you start hearing, I'm tired, you know what I mean? Or I'm ready to get out, or I'm about to hit the button. You start hearing this conversation because people, we always talk about only being human, right? We are all human, period, point blank. Everybody has a breaking point. Everybody got to take a knee. Nobody's perfect. We never will be, right? But if you got somebody that's trying to take the pieces of everybody else's puzzle to make them whole, right? And not vice versa, it's ball game.
Let me get to all these comments, and Mike, there's something in here I'll get to on the end that I want you to hit on because it's pretty good. Let me see. I can't see the name. Patrick said, "Hey sis, Jessica D, nice player." Chief Robinson said, "It's really so simple. Sad, so many people get it wrong." I agree. It really is simple, but I don't know why people get wrong. Mike, this is what I'll get into with you because Jay said I'm gonna try to get this. I can't really see.
Let me do it. You want me to do it?
There we go. Thank you.
All right.
Why don't you let me practice? Why don't you let me get better?
because you said I'm a try, but I got your back.
Here we go.
What kind of wingman would I be if I didn't have
mess up on one word and make it better. Go ahead.
Call me out. Call me out.
No, I want you to, so it makes me feel better. Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna say this, bro. Big Mike. I said that back. There you go. I got your back.
So
bro.
Obvious.
All right. He said, Big Bro Mike, I took your perspective and been giving that 98% and be keeping my 1 to 2% because you know how burnt out I was due to the environment we were in. Miss you, big bro. Take that knee, family first.
What's the 98%?
That's my philosophy, huh?
Well, go ahead. You're about to tell you. Tell me. Go ahead.
That's my philosophy, man. Like that 98%, if you're gonna give that, right? And sometimes that's a little high, but you always got to save some percentage for yourself, right? Because again, I always try to equate it back to the people that's watching me, right? And I take that from, if it's two ways, and just you being a parent too, we got to watch how we move in both environments, right? Because again, if I ain't taking leave, my people seeing that. If I'm staying every night till 8, my people seeing that, right? So I'm who if I'm who they're trying to be, to them, this is what I need to do, right? But if they watch me, hey, on that Friday where ain't nothing going on, I hit the op super, I hit the DO, hey, sir, you got anything for us? Me and my people gonna bump out, we gonna go bowling, right? Everybody know bowling's my thing. We gonna roll out, we gonna go get dinner together. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to put that in the game, man. Because if you don't, then people gonna think me smoking myself out is the way to be, bro, and it can't be, right? If my people know once we in there, if I hire somebody new, welcome to the family, right? Because that's what we are, bro. You just stepped into a family. I'm gonna treat you like my own, and I hope you do the same, right? Be it me holding you accountable or you having to call me out, do that, because that's how we all going to get better. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm just focused on getting the work out of you and working you like quote unquote a dog, right? What am I really doing? You know what I'm saying? And even me working myself like that, what am I really doing? I'm giving a false sense of what these people should be.
Yep.
Teacher said rank has power and sometimes power corrupts, man. Amen to that, man. I've seen that 1,000,005 times. Yeah. And we'll probably keep seeing it as it goes. And let's just be specific. We're not just talking about the military here. This is happening all over in probably everybody's organization, everybody's whatever. It's not just the military. It's all over the place. So we understand it. It's just having this conversation, trying to get our minds right that you're not the only one out there going through this stuff. And this burnout thing is such a big thing. But Jess, maybe you can tell us, how do you deal with burnout when you do feel burnt? Or do you recognize it? Or do you rely on other people to kind of recognize and say, hey, you're acting different. Maybe you need to take some time to step back. Or is that something that you recognize?
So I have gotten better because, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2016. So after I learned, like, it is triggered by stress, like I'm very particular, like in how I conduct like relationships. I have established boundaries, and, sometimes people take it as if like, I'm standoffish. It's not that I'm standoffish, but I'm always questioning myself. Like, if I do this, is this added value to me? Like my significant other is also my peer. So we're constantly, we have those government phones and we have our personal phones. But when we're together or it's after a certain time, like we both cut off work at 6 o'clock, like unless it is an emergency, like there's just certain things that you have to learn to establish those healthy boundaries. And like you made fun of me for the I'll never forget. I think I was online with you, Chief DC, and I was in the nail shop. I was like, yo, like I truly believe in self-care Sundays. Like that self-care Sunday, I'm gonna eat me a good brunch. I'm gonna put my mask on my face. Like I'm gonna go get these dogs done, these nails done. But I just think we take care of everybody else so much that sometimes we neglect ourselves. And like you said, like even co-parenting with my ex, like he took a trip just for himself. And, we were tag teaming with my kids. And for my kids, that has been like something that a lot of people say that they admire about Tony and I, is our ability to co-parent. Because again, I got to make sure that he doesn't burn out as the single parent at the home while I'm still serving to complete my time. But yeah, burnout, you just got to have those genuine relationships with each other so that, hey, when somebody does tell you, like, you don't take offense to it either.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I know me and Mike has sat down a couple times, like, bro, you need to take some lead, and we kind of talked about that. And he'll be the first one to say, and he hasn't just said to me, he said to a lot of people, recognize that. I have a hard time recognizing, because when I see somebody grinding, I'm like, yo, I'm thinking you're doing your thing. Go ahead and keep grinding. And when the wheel's about to fall off, I feel like you're going to recognize it yourself before I say anything. But maybe I need to take a different approach and kind of say something to him and say, like, yo, take some time.
Yeah, because we all got different levels, right, of wheels falling off. You know what I'm saying? Like your breakdown might be totally different from mine, and the time frame could be totally different. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we always talk about that circle. The people you keep around you is important, right? We get so locked into thinking, if I got everybody around me agreeing with me, and if everybody around me won't tell me that I'm wrong, right? They're not going to disagree with me. That's my circle. That's not your circle.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want the people that stand next to me to say, bro, you slipping, right? Hey, take that time off. What you talking about? That don't make no sense. Like, I need those people around me, right? I don't want you to always agree with me. I don't want you to always be, that yes man, that north and south. I don't need that. I do not need that. Most people probably some people want that, but you don't need that, right? We have to be able to tell the next person, hey man, like, you gotta get right, like, you're not right. You know what I mean? It's because you're doing more helping than hurting. You know what I'm saying?
I think, when people agree, it's just like candy. Like, it tastes good, but it's gonna mess up your teeth. You keep eating it. You know what I mean? You need to get something else in your diet somewhere, and all those greens and everything don't taste good going down, but they're gonna help you later on. Those are people that kind of not disagree with you, but just gonna make sure you thinking correctly. I shouldn't say disagree all the time, but just making sure you're thinking correctly all the time is actually really good.
It goes to, I did my emotional intelligence certification earlier this week, and it speaks to that too. Like, some of us, and I hate to say this, but when you have experienced life or significant events in your life, it builds your mental toughness. And sometimes we don't take a step back to be like, hey, what could I have done better or different in situations that don't always go good? But like you said, even with the people that we keep in our circle, I'm like you, Mike, I need people that's going to counter me. Because, in my other life, I can be a prosecutor. Like, I can act like a leader sometimes and go back and forth. But sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. But I do need those type of people to be like, yo, Jessica, pump your brakes. I don't think you need to do this right now.
Right. So let me ask you, as you got higher in rank, was it harder to find people like that in your circle, and not people that are just, I don't want to say kissing your ass, but just people just telling you what you want to hear?
So my circle will tell you. So my circle is from a retired tech, all the way up to a retiree. And my circle is so diverse because, like, my retirees, he constantly calls me. Like, we have our chat like every week just to remind me, like, hey, what was your goal? What do we think about when you first came in? Education, take care of other people, but do your time. And, I think when I did make rank, I'll say, like, when senior came so quick, I started to let other people get in my head to be like, oh, you could be a command chief. You could be chief master sergeant of the Air Force. And, for a minute, you'd be sitting back there and you'd be like, maybe I can. But then deep down, after I started to sit with myself, I was like, yo, you got me messed up. I'll be on the cover of the Air Force Times with a meme of Nene Leak. Like, I know me. So it's like, I need to be mindful. And I think a lot of people have to look at it from that perspective. Like, I keep a notebook, and in that notebook, it's like quotes and goals too, just to make sure. But my circle, and even here, sometimes I have to tell people, like, if I'm not in your unit and we were cool from way back when, guess what? You still my girl. You still my dude. Like, I hang out with my peer group. Like, I just turned 38. Like, it's tech sergeants that are older than me that are in my circle, and we kick it. But one thing I will tell you is, like, we ain't for to do no Facebook Live, and we ain't for to record nothing. We're going to enjoy and live in the moment to create moments. But I think that's the only thing I have changed, is, like, learn to live in the moment. Stop trying to capture everything on the camera, because, we didn't grow up with that.
Man, I think that's so big, and you're about to twist this conversation, which is good.
Sorry.
No, that's good. I'm thinking the John Morant thing, but I don't want to put that out there. But anyway, I think a lot of people just live for those however long it takes to click the button moments and just snap the photo and then boom, they go off in certain ways. They go off in different ways. Like I'll tell you, me and Brown, we went to the Phoenix Sun game when Durant was supposed to play and he got hurt. First of all, I don't know how you get hurt in pre.
Don't start.
No.
Don't start.
How the hell you get hurt in pre-warm-up? How you not even warm-ups, pre-warm-ups?
We don't
like,
know.
Come on, man. It takes some clumsy ass shit to get hurt in pre-warm-ups.
Hey, Kevin Durant, we love you. Next question, please. Next question, please.
Look, in pre-warm-ups, you go out there, you just shoot a couple jumpers, you do a couple stretches, you might lift a little bit, do some push-ups. That's it. You ain't out there trying to do layups and stuff like that, trying to reverses and stuff. Just do a couple 20 shots and then go back to the locker room, be happy to be on the team. Anyway,
that's Pete's version of a warm-up.
I wish
KD's. All right, that's all I'm gonna say on it. I'm leaving it alone. Go ahead.
If KD wasn't in the NBA, I would tell him the same thing because I know more than him. But no, I think, like I was saying, a lot of people, when they went there, they would go up front where they weren't sitting at, take a picture, and then go back to their seats. And like, that's their reality. That is what happened because they will share that. Like, yo, if you're sitting at the very top row or the very left-hand corner seat, fuck it, man. Take a picture of that and be happy to be in the moment. And whoever's going to ride with you will ride with that happiness. But people try to take a false reality of what really happened. And like, even we have pictures where we're all getting a group and like, oh, let's all get together and get in a group and take a 5-second, 10-second picture. And then poof, everybody just disperses. But when people see that, it's like, oh, that must be the reality when it's not even close to what's going on. And I think it sets a false reality. It sets a false perception. And so when people come in units or things like that, come around those people, they think that's what it is. And that's really not. That shit really bothers me. Really bothers me.
Bro, we moved to a world where people live for likes, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They live for likes. And they don't if you was happy with yourself, if you was happy with what you was doing and what you had going on, you wouldn't care what nobody else really thought. It wouldn't. They need that feedback from Facebook, right? It's different, or Instagram or something like that. Like, it's different. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole different ball game. You know, like just said, back in the day, we ain't have all this nonsense. So I don't want to call it nonsense, but we ain't have all this, right? So we just said what you said or who you talked to, those was your people. You didn't care about what somebody on the other side of the world thought, right? You didn't even know them. You know what I mean?
100.
You could care less. But now people live for likes. You know, if you don't have that, people put up a picture and somebody don't like it, you know, they probably on the other side feeling like that picture ain't worth nothing or they ain't doing nothing with their life. Like, it don't matter what somebody else think, right? Just because you got 19 likes instead of 130, so what?
But I think, you know what, people really think that because, you know, people will post that they're going to the gym like every day.
I do that.
No. I'm not picking on you. I ain't picking on you. I ain't picking on you. Because because you're still doing it. So let me get it all out. I ain't picking on you. You ain't getting no bigger, but you go to the gym every day. I don't know how that's possible.
Anyway.
I'll admit, I just posted my pictures from my birthday. And so this is me. Whenever I'm visiting somewhere or traveling, like, I don't like to post while I'm there because I'm trying to enjoy. Mm-hmm. And like, I felt bad because people were like, oh, enjoy New York, blah, blah, blah. Even my coworkers, they were like, hey, ma'am, are you at work? Are you in New York? And I'm just like, I'm in damn room 242. Like,
yeah, don't worry about
that. I don't want to feel overwhelmed or over obligated when that's my time. So that's why I did post my stuff late. And I think that's something, again, that I had to learn to put in place for myself so that, you enjoy your time.
Yeah, I think that's big. I don't know if people, the younger generation, whatever they're called now, baby boomers or whatever they're called, will ever realize that. Because I think they just live, like, I couldn't tell you how many times we were out somewhere that somebody would just click a picture, Snapchat it real quick, and take away from the moment that's going on with the person that you're supposed to be spending with, instead of spending with the 200, 2,000, 2 million people that you have on your Facebook or whatever the hell.
Hey, but I need you to go back to this gym thing, because I want to hear what you had to say, see if you was trying to shoot shots at me.
I wasn't shooting a shot at you. All I would say was people will post the gym thing, and I feel like when they stop getting likes, they'll stop posting it. I feel like they still go, but maybe once they stop getting likes or stop getting the attention they were getting, it's like, oh, why do I need to post that? I think your son came in here and posted this question real quick.
He said, "What is it like being in a?" Now let me give a. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I thought I was taking the job.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go
He
ahead.
said, "What is it like being in the military and seeing the rise social media?" I think he messed up, so I'm gonna clown him for that one. What influence has it had on you all's career? That's a good one, Pete. Go ahead. I know social media is a big thing for you, so go ahead and take it.
So I guess social media has made it so that anybody feels like they have a supervisor or they have somebody that they can find information from. So before, when we were growing up, I had a trust on what my supervisor said, what the NCO said, until I found time to get on a computer somewhere or get inside these regulations and look. Now, all I got to do is ask a question on one of these forums, and I'll tell you, if you don't get the right answer, you will get an answer within minutes or seconds about anything. So it took away my ability, because what will happen is people will come to me, not me personally, but people will come and ask a question. Then they'll follow it up on Facebook or whatever, Instagram, whatever, to feel if this is right. We didn't have that opportunity. You took what, and trust me, some of my supervisors has failed me miserably because the stuff they told me, I realized, look back and look later, was wrong. But for that day, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, however it was, that was what it was. That's what it was. And that's where I followed, and that's what I did. Right, wrong, or indifferent. But now people don't feel like they need that anymore. They can just reach out to somebody, and it's funny, you will trust somebody you never met before or never know what their answers than somebody right in front of your face. It's so funny how that's what social media, I think, if I were to bottle this up, has done. You'll trust somebody that you never met or don't know than somebody right in your face in the same career field.
What you think, Josh?
I think it's an avenue of being heard too. So like, I can honestly admit, I think for us, when we came in, we had people that actually cared about helping us mature as just young men and women. You have so many people that will put it on Facebook or Instagram because they're not feeling heard by the people that's in their work environment. And I can attest to that. There are times where it's not that you're looking for the right answer, but you're looking for different perspectives. And I think that's what the social media has done for individuals in the military, because sometimes, depending on how you were raised, you're also combating the way that you were raised when you first come into the military. And I always tell people that, because you have to be mindful that a lot of us come from strong upbringings where just because you tell me that doesn't mean like it's true. And I do have a saying, like I tell the people in my unit, like, if it ain't on paper, it's vapor. And they laugh, but I'm like, it's for real, because words have meaning. And even when we read the AFI, it'll say like shall or will or should. Those words are interpreted by so many people in so many different ways. But I think the influence that I've just seen from people, period, it could be positive and negative. I remember Tech Sergeant Love, like that situation right there just spiraled out of control, like in a matter of 30 minutes. And I remember it was like on the weekend, it just from the EO community, we were all going back and forth, in our chats, like, hey, do you see this? Like, is it real? But that's the power of social media. And obviously this young lady is no longer in the military, but it's just not like it used to be back in the day.
Yeah. I think I'm in the middle. You know what I mean? It's like you said, Pete, I feel like it's benefits to it because you can get that many perspectives, right? Because you can reach out to so many people and hope that what you're getting back is positive, right? And a lot of times it is. I've seen it. I've been one of those people. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times I might be in my room. I'm not about to go to the office, get on online, pull up the AFI. I don't have it in my room with me, right? So I might hear, hey, somebody know this question real quick. I'm trying to deal with this, that, and the third. I think I know it, but I want to make sure I'm sure. You know what I mean? And somebody got back to me. One of my I think it was one of the people I know from the past wanted to join the Air Force. I'm like, all right, let me find a recruiter in that area. Hit the recruiting forum. Hey, who's local in the area? Boom, I got the information. So I think it's cool to have that type of access to information at the palm of your hands, right? But it's a gift and a curse, like most things. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got people that they may not even have put that problem out in their immediate area, right? they may just go straight to social media with it just because they're looking for some attention. And that person might know they're wrong, right? But they just looking for that 1 or 2 people to agree with them to say, all right, let me, I got these people to say I'm right, I'm good. So I think it's a gift. I think it's a gift and a curse, man.
I think use right. I think it's good, and I think it also shows, like, it shows me what people like in Barksdale are doing, security forces in Barksdale are doing, which is pretty cool. It showed, like, I just seen the thing in Kadena with Chief Woods had the command chief of the day, and the different, she took him around to the security forces squadron and was looking at the different equipment they have over there. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So that stuff I think is good. When people go on social media just to complain or find people to validate how they feel, that's when I think it just goes to the left. Because I mean, we got what, 300 billion people, 3 billion, whatever it is in the world. You'll find somebody agree with you. They might be the craziest person in the world, but you'll find somebody agree with you. Let me get to these comments real quick. Posting late is a real thing, but that's because we are old heads. Now Jessica D, nice player. I still got a picture of Mike Denson in PR. Is that Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico, baby. We international. That's what we do.
That was a feel. Oh, if you got that, if it's any kind of corruption in that video or picture, can you send that and we'll put that out there? So
nobody's sitting up with no corruption, man. You're the feds for real.
Yeah, no. All right, Big Boss Lady, I'm using that quote, if it ain't paper, it's vapor. She said that on one of the old episodes, so I'm mad that you ain't a loyal subscriber. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
A loyal subscriber. You're a fool, man.
Yeah, I agree with Cash. Those comment sessions will tell you a lot. 100%. 100%. Yeah.
A loyal subscriber. You really need, don't be pushing people away, man.
No, I ain't doing that. I'm just joking with
you. Look, Jay, I'll have you some more things real soon. You know?
I think anything 2 Chainz says, she gonna go ahead and quote what 2 Chainz. I was probably ain't quoted 2 Chainz yet.
Look, I spoke to the man because he had me dying. He was like, people keep hitting me up talking about you be quoting 2 Chainz. I said, and I do. I said, I don't know it's everybody's problem. I said, I go to the mosque on Friday. I'll chill out on Saturday, and I'll turn around and go to church on Sunday. Like, what is the problem?
Do what makes you happy. We gotta do what makes us happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. It's been in a long time, and I'm gonna say that it makes me very proud, or makes me proud every time I see you winning. Oh, that's what's up. Hey, what's up, Babs? That's what's up.
Thank you,
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's awesome.
But sometimes, that's all I want to see is us thrive. And I'm not just talking about us as Black from the Black culture, but I just think sometimes those of us that haven't had like good people to pull us in, like I'm working with a young lady right now who, and it breaks my heart because, she's still a first-term airman daughter. She's a single mom, but her daughter was born with a skin disease. And the baby, like, is African-American, but lost her pigmentation due to this flare up with her skin. She couldn't even drink normal milk. And what happened was the young lady ended up being in inpatient treatment. And when the EPR season came around, she got a referral instead of non-rated. So this is the type of stuff that is happening in the Air Force. And then we sit up here and, are we positioning ourselves to read? Like I tell people all the time, like I may joke about it and say Reading Rainbow was free on the public broadcasting station for a reason. But people do not like to read or go outside of themselves to help somebody else. And that's the biggest thing. It's like it takes time, energy, and effort. But my airmen, my people are like, well, you know what? We know you busy. And I'd be like, yo, if you only knew what my life looked like after work. And, it's intentional because I have lost people. I think we all have lost people that are close to us. But I stay at 5 o'clock intentionally because it just helps me remember, hey, this is the end of the day when the national anthem plays. Like I just remember those people that are no longer here with us. And it's just, I just wish sometimes that level of commitment was with other people. Like you said, erase trying to get ahead, because when you forget about trying to get ahead, that's when it comes and you be shocked. And I tell people, you want to be a chief, but do you really want to be a chief? Because it ain't for the faint of heart. Like if you want to be a position, that's one thing. But if you're really trying to be a real chief, that takes time. It takes energy. It takes you being a facilitator of resources for other people. It takes you networking. It takes you trying to look at a disease, not just the symptoms of people's issues. And I think a lot of people just get stuck on that, like, let me fix this symptom. But I'm like, it is a disease sometimes with our people. And this only reason I found out about this young lady's problem is because she had financial issues. And I'm just like, had I not found that out, I probably wouldn't have known about all the other layers that she had been dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said an interesting thing about do you really want to be a chief? How do you figure out, looking at somebody or talking to somebody, if they really do, or if they just, like you said, some people just want the position, just want to have it, want to wear it. And I think that goes for any rank. I mean, I think for, airmen going to NCO, I think that's sometimes a big thing. Do you really want to be NCO, or do you feel like it's just you've been in long enough and other people have been NCO, so now it's your time? Or do you really want the responsibility of being that? But from the highest ranking enlisted person, what do you do with that? How do you know if somebody's ready for that?
It's some of us that are truly functional, like they are good at their job, they're good at policy and procedure. But then you really have those people that we really give like a lot. Like we really want to see other people like survive and thrive. And I think that's where I get torn, because you have so many people who have these goals that they want to achieve. But my question is, at what cost? And that's why I said, do you really want to be a chief? Because if you really want to be a chief, and I ask people, a chief is a person in my eyes that you're going to find a way. You're going to find a way to make sure that the mission gets done, but not at all costs. So you're going to find a way to make sure that this person issues is addressed, but not at all costs. So that's what I constantly look at. Like, can I suck up my personal, insecurities and help this person get to where they need to be? And that's what I focus with. Like, I had got heartburn one time, and I told my significant other this. I was sitting on a panel, and then the person was like, hey, I look at the Chiefs group like a sorority or a fraternity. And because I am a member, I was like, look, I have to honestly disagree with you. I said, I've walked into rooms with my peers, and sometimes it was like, oh, let me look at that chest and let me look at the name. Oh, if a star's not on that chest, you're a little peon. Oh, where do you work? Are you a squadron SEL or you're a group chief? And for me, that has been my experience. But when I went, I can wear my letters in the airport. I could see an AKA from across the way, a Zeta, like Sigma Gamma Rho, and they're gonna be like, hey, how you doing? You can't pay that in this environment. So that's why I look at it the way I do. And I wish that type of camaraderie was there. Like, we lost it. And when we lost it, honestly, is when we start putting so much emphasis on promotion. And that's why I try to encourage people, like the Air Force just wants you to think about like the Price is Right, the yodeler. Like, you're supposed to be constantly growing. I can't tell people enough. Like, I am a mom of 4 kids. I didn't do that senior enlisted joint PME. I didn't do that professional management cert, but I was willing to sacrifice that. And I still was able to make it under 20 years. But again, like, what are you willing to sacrifice? And I had to get on my daughter, like you said, like, had I, let them move with me, this would have been 3 high schools for her in 4 years. And I said, the secret to sacrifice is that one person is always in a position of unhappiness. And I said, I was unhappy being away from you. But I said, I'm so happy that you, like I said, you were in the 6th grade when we made it to Alabama, and you get to graduate with the same people. I said, that is what brings me joy. That is what brings me happiness, is that you didn't have to be at my retirement next year and I had to apologize to you. I'm apologizing for myself because all I wanted was stability.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, as a chief, like, there's sacrifice. And again, you have to be able to pivot, like, which one is more important for you at this time.
I think that's on all levels. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think
y'all
on all levels.
I switched. Somebody called me. I had to get off and then get back on. Go ahead.
You didn't know what you wanted to say.
Nah, somebody.
Hey,
go ahead.
I got you, man. I got you back, man. Hey, I ain't call you out. Why you gonna come at me? But anyway,
I feel like you did this somehow. You must have sent her a text or something. Like call him out real quick.
It's always my fault. Whatever. But I can feel you 100% with that sacrifice, especially with you talk about with your daughter. You know what I mean? Because if I'd have had it my way, I wouldn't have took this short tour. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I told myself, I promised myself, and I don't know if I ever said these exact words to my kids, but I did not want us to interrupt high school years. You know what I'm saying? Because that's gotta suck for you to not be able to end school with the people you started it with, right? Because that freshman class, you make it all the way to that senior class, and that's like the greatest thing. I made it to this point with the people to the left and the right of me, right? So like you said, with that sacrifice side, like take this short tour, it sucks, missing the prom, you know what I'm saying? You're not being there throughout 2 senior years, but it's like, do I put my happiness first, or do I sacrifice the fact that my kids stay where they are? My family stay where they are. They get that stability a little bit more versus take them out and then they got to finish with people they don't know, Yep. But it goes the same way again, like with your people, you know what I'm saying? Are you willing to, you got leave in the books, but your troop needs this leave, right? You know what I mean? Am I taking my leave back to let my troop go because mentally they need to get away, right? Or am I, oh no, I'm going to take my leave. You got to wait till I come back. Like you said, that's those sacrifices, but I think it happens at all levels. And when you see how people move, because you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, right? But what you do and how I see you move are the real words. I don't care what you say. I need to see what you're doing, right? I don't care. I had somebody tell, I'm not trying to get promoted. It's the fact that you even got to put that out there and I didn't ask that speaks volumes. But then, okay, I see you saying that. Now let me watch how you move. How you moving says something different. So I'm believe your actions. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that's how you know when people ready, when you can tell they never, you watch them not looking for it, right? I just watch them being them. I watch them taking care of people and I watch them get the job done. And that's what you see. That's their main focus. I'm putting it out there. No, a lot of people, I got a lot of texts. Hey, you okay? I'm good. No, I didn't make senior, but I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I want to take care of my people. If everything I'm doing up until this point gets me that call or those Facebook notifications, hey, congratulations, without me knowing, I'd rather it that way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I'm not about to be out here chasing it, killing myself or killing somebody else to get it. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? My people good. I still get messages inside my inbox to say, hey, sir, I appreciate what you did for me 5 years ago. I'm good off that. You know what I mean? Like the rest of it, if it comes, it comes. If it don't, it wasn't meant for me. You know what I mean? But we can't sacrifice our people at the expense of trying to get some shit that ain't meant for us.
Yeah. You know what? I will say it means a whole lot more to me when somebody hits me up and says, hey, did you make it? Or sorry, you didn't make it, and lets me know, than the people who do. Because I tell you, when you make it, people come out the woodworks. It's like, man, I ain't talked to you in 5 years. Like, although I appreciate it, thanks. It's like, bro, like, am I going to hear from you next time? The next time I'm hear from you is when something good happens in my life. Like, are you in my life just for the trophies, or are you in my life for everything? And if you just in my life for the trophies, like, man, I got Facebook for that. Like, I don't need you for that. You could just be a Facebook friend and we'd be cool. Right. But if you in my life and have my number, like, I expect that we be some kind of connection, that you just ain't hit me up when good shit happens. Real quick, I want to say this, man. Dell tuning in from the recovery room. So, congratulations to Big Dell for the baby, man. I text you and you ain't text me back. So I'm still waiting for you to text me back. I don't give a damn if your shit's on Do Not Disturb. Mine better go through. You better call the first. You better call FirstNet and tell them something wrong.
Brown on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah. Brown, don't listen to him. Your wife gonna leave that hospital and go home, and you gonna be sleeping at that hospital. Don't listen to him, bro. Look, cut Pete off.
If he can motherfucking get on here, he can text me back.
No. Hey, Brown, put Pete on Do Not Disturb. Put me on Do Not Disturb. until you ready. Anyway. Hey, congrats though, bro. Congrats, man. Yeah. Let us know if you need something.
Well, let me know. But you'll be on Do Not Disturb when you let me know.
I got people everywhere. I got people everywhere, man.
I'm quicker. But anyway, one less call. Anyway, yeah. So I guess last kind of question to kind of close this out about feeling burned out and everything. When's the last time you felt burned out and what'd you do about it? Was it just take leave and that was the answer, or when was it? And you ain't gotta get specifics if you don't want to. But Big Mike, we'll start. Or Jess, we'll start with you.
So for me is last year when my airman ended up committing suicide. And I think that just took the icing on the cake for me. Because honestly, I was still reeling from my cousin when he committed suicide in 2020. So I think I got burnt out from my superficial understanding of the Air Force. And I just needed to take a step back. And that's why I think I did. I started going to behavioral health and mental health. So I have a circle of colleagues, women that I went to school with for my master's, and they are licensed. So they plugged me in with different individuals. And that's how I found out about Telemind. It is for it, and it's so crazy. One of my colleagues is actually one of the counselors, and she was like, "Hey, you're in the military, and TRICARE offers this." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" So that was my first time I heard about Telemind, and it's virtual, and you could plug from 7 days a week, anytime. And I just constantly plug in from the mental health perspective because I did have really bad anxiety. Just always on 10 because, just trying to pay attention when someone says that they're good and they're really not good. It's like, hey, do I dig a little bit deep and figure out what's going on? But two, I had got compassion fatigue because I did not want anybody else in my unit to feel the way that he did. So that's what my burnout was, like just trying to make sure that I was there for everybody else. But at that time, I didn't even have anybody that I trusted. And I know y'all did a segment, before on a triad. And when you don't have that triad in place, you're trying to muscle a position that needs to also be exercised. And it was a lot. But yeah, I constantly go to mental health now, virtually. And it has been working. And again, just unplug.
Yeah. You said Telemind?
Yes, sir. I will put it on the link for us, but it's Telemind. I'll drop it in the comments.
Do that. Yeah, people they definitely can use that. I'll be honest with you, man. I think I felt burnout probably twice out here within this last 12 months, man. And it's because it's life stuff, right? And I got one son going through, officer training school. Shout out to him, man. I'm super proud of him. He get ready to wrap that up. And just, trying to make sure I stay tapped in. I got another son get ready to do, he get ready to go to basic training and join the Air Force. You know what I mean? I got a daughter that's finishing out her senior year, right? On the back end of all of that, we got a PCS in May. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a short tour trying to maneuver through all of that, figure out times. You know what I'm saying? My wife trying to work her way through GS system and keep killing it on that side. And then I'm going to have 2 graduations after our PCS. So it's like trying to do all of that. Keep yourself, I hate this word, but I'm going to say in the game. I'm not going to say competitive, right? Keep yourself in the game. Still be able to tap into the people to the left or the right of you. Still be a successful leader that makes sure you're not losing any of your people mentally. You know what I mean? And still get the job done, right? So it's times that I might have just been here just trying to figure out all of that in my head out here, like how is this time going to work? And it's like, man, I need to pause for a second, right? Because your brain always going. And anybody that really knows me know my sleep suck anyway. Like I already can't sleep. So it's like I go to sleep and I wake up at 2 a.m. and my brain is going. It's like how you got this going, how you going to maneuver left and right. So I felt it a couple of times, man. But luckily, we talk about circle, right? I got 2 partners out here, man. Shout out to Senior Saunders, Shamonte Saunders. Shout out to JB, Ryan Jackson Barry. They're my bros on this end. You know what I mean? So it's times we had to tell each other, hey, bro, you good? Take a seat, step back, sit down. Let's go grab some food. I got Cash out here. I got Williams out here, man. So, we've been bros for 13 years in this game. You know what I mean? So I got people on this end, as well as y'all on the digital side, to keep me grounded and make sure I'm on top of what I need to be on top of, and just make sure I'm not trying to carry too much. But it comes, right? We all human. None of us perfect. It comes,
Yeah.
What about you, bro?
Hey, hold on. Before I go, man, I know we late and we ain't gonna have them on long.
It is what it
But,
is. Go ahead.
man, let me tell you. So the last member of our team, his screen just went black as soon as I was about to introduce him. Oh, here we go. So last member of our team has just came on to the block. Here he is right here, ladies and gentlemen. Chief, I don't know if we can hear you. DC, can we hear you? Can you give us a sound check?
Yo, mic check, mic check.
Yeah, you good. You good.
1, 2, 1,
Welcome.
2.
Welcome, an hour and 7 minutes and 21 seconds late. But, better late than never
Whatever,
is what
man.
they say.
Look, man, later for all that. But first, real quick, hey, player, hey, good to see you, girl. Always a pleasure seeing you.
You too.
Big up, Big Mike. Later
What's
for
up,
you,
DC?
What the world?
Yo, funny story. Hey, apologize for the audience for being late, man. But, I had to take care of some unscrupulous activities in Phoenix. I won't go into
Unscrupulous.
Oh, is it scrupulous? Unscrupulous? Whatever.
I don't know what it
I
is.
mean?
I'm about to ask.
I
Hey,
mean?
I'm about to ask
It was
Alexa.
Look, it was some shady activities I had to do, all right? You know what I'm saying? For all you gearheads out there that got cars, you got to get your stuff squared away and legal. So let's just say I had to take care of some things to get myself legal, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? And then the next thing is I caught y'all broadcast on the way up here from Phoenix, man. I tell you, that was a terrible road, man. A lot of potholes. But so first thing, Pete, yo, you went on a long rant, man. This long rant you went on about social media or something, bro. You need a hug or something?
No,
There's a
good.
virtual hug for you, bro.
I'm good.
You know what I'm saying?
Good.
I thought you was going to start crying for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway,
man.
I'm gonna get back to the script unscrupulously.
Yeah.
Get back to what we were
Man, forget you, bro.
You sound like
Forget you,
Stephen
bro.
A. Smith right now, just using words just to use
Hey,
them.
hey, when we get off, I'm about to ask Alexa what that means because I need to know.
Yo, I ain't got time for this pontification. Just continue on, all right?
Pontification.
Continue on. Continue on, bro.
Hey,
Go ahead,
Jess,
Pete.
is this like a cheap thing to use like words, big words to make yourself seem smarter? Is that like a thing that y'all go to school for?
Apparently, I've been turning, 2-syllable words into 1 syllable and 1-syllable words into 2 syllables. So don't ask me.
Look, it's DC-nomics, all right? DC-nomics.
That's exactly.
DC-nomics,
Yeah,
all right?
we
How
all
about
gonna have to get on it. But I'll answer the question, man. I think the last time I felt burned out was I think when I was in the D, man. That year is a long time, and it's
Tell
a
me about
grind.
it.
Yeah, and being away for a whole year, and even though sometimes it goes by fast, but when it drags, it drags. And
Yeah.
there was a couple times, man, we lost power in the rooms, or the air conditioner didn't work, or the chow hall didn't have no food, and all those are first
Don't
world
call us out
problems.
like that.
You said what?
Don't call us out like that.
Not y'all fault. Not y'all fault. That was y'all fault. But stuff like that just makes it long. And then when you are not happy at work or with the people you work for, God, I forget how many hours we spend at work. And when you just aren't happy with the people you work with, or even if it's your own not happiness, if you're doing it to yourself, whatever it is, it just makes time go by so much slower. So I'll tell you, but it's a grind. Mike, you're out there for a year. It's like you have minimal times to take leave. Really, if you take leave, where the heck you gonna go or what you gonna do? But I know a lot of people who permanent party took leave out there, and they went to the hotel, and they went there for some self-care.
Self-cleaning.
What the heck is self-cleaning?
Hey,
self-care. Self-care. Wait.
That was a prime example of unscrupulosity right there.
Get up in this
self-care.
I'm rubbing off on people.
They went there for self-care. And
right.
In that self-care, they came back and maybe a little bit more energetic, ready to go. So anyway, last time I felt burned out was that. What I did with it, man, I just waited till the time was up. And maybe I shouldn't have done that. I just kind of carried on. And it's about 8 months in. I was like, all right, 3 months, 4 months left. I could just dig it out. And, I think it goes worse and worse, man. I was just listening to music I shouldn't have been listening to. Listen to NF, and if anybody knows NF is real depressing with the stuff he's talking about. But when you're in a depressive state and you listen to that, it resonates. It's like, oh man, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. And man, it wasn't the time to be listening to NF at that time. But if anybody knows NF, man, he got some real stuff he's talking about.
And look at DC.
Allow me to do some self-cleaning on that comment.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Here we go. Let's hear it.
But seriously, though, I remember when I was in the desert before I took this assignment, we had 2 deaths in what? I think it was like 28 hours. We had 1 defender, rest in peace, Chairman 5, died when he was jettisoned out of an MRAP. And that was my first command chief assignment. And then after that, first email I got from leadership over at ACC and the Air Force was like, hey, DC, sorry for your loss. Let us know if we can do anything to help you. Cool. Then 8 hours later, we had an LRS airman was fooling around on the Gator inside the LRS compound, and it flipped over and he got killed. So 2 deaths in short in 28 hours. And so the first email was like, hey, what can we do for you? The second email was like, what the duck is going on at Kuwait? So my first assignment as a command chief, I got 2 deaths on my hands, only 30 days in. And so that bothered me for like months because I'm thinking like, yo, it's my fault. It's like I've had people pass away in the unit, suicide, unfortunate accidents. But, you know, when you're at that level, you just assume like, yo, what did I do? Or what should I have done to prevent something like this? Right. And then it got to a point where I had to realize, like, yo, like it was just grinding me out for a while. And, you know, I didn't want people to think it didn't bother me, but it hit me after a while, like, yo, I got to find some way to take care of myself. So that's why I went to mental health, got some help and stuff like that. But I had to realize, like, regardless of the level you at, you're going to experience some adversity. You're going to have some issues that you don't have any answers for. And you can't control what happens. The only thing you can do is control your response. And last thing I'll say about burnout, man, I think a lot of times people burn themselves out because they have unrealistic expectations. They just want all these things for themselves. And when they don't get it, sometimes when you don't get what you want, doesn't mean the world's out to get you. It just means it ain't for you at that time. Right. You know, people always talk about like, hey, you know, for those who didn't make senior, yo, if you didn't make senior, that don't mean you don't deserve it. That just means like, hey, now's not the time for you. Yep. And sometimes when you lose, you win. You just don't realize it at the time. So I just think folks need to like sometimes readjust their expectations and just realize sometimes where you're at is where you're supposed to be at. Yep. And I think Player said this earlier, man. Sometimes you got to take self-care and take care of yourself. It ain't all about promotion. Right. It ain't all about position either. It's about what are you doing to take care of yourself and others? All the other stuff is bullish, man. Yeah. Yo, when your time comes, it comes. I'll just say that.
Agreed.
All right, man. Hey, that whole hour you've been out did some good, man. I like that.
So that was some good self-cleaning. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Tell me, when did we say hello?
Who's that? Oh yeah, hold on. Before y'all do. Yo, Kevin Osby in the comments, the BX guy that has his picture all over the place.
Oh, yeah,
he threw shots at us, talking about security forces, low ASVAB scores. Yo, the 3 of us on there, all defenders, our ASVAB scores are higher than yours. Peace out, partner. How about that?
Hey, okay, we'll just go like that, and we'll just
you go.
Yo, can we get a button so we can throw you out the screen?
No. See, I'm the producer, I'm the director, I'm everything, so I got control of this.
Yeah, that's where we went wrong right there. Hey, look, Pete, DC, I need y'all to stop starting beef with people, all right?
Yo,
look. No.
Wait, hold on. Hey, Kevin, if you're still on here, we would like to do a show with you, so we'll hit you up later. But yeah,
man, you old buster, man. Don't be a herd, man. Let's do 2 shots at us, man.
All right, Dan was just talking about.
Listen.
I'll see you at Dallas, partner. I'll see you at Dallas, partner.
Listen, listen. Let me put
Casey's table.
yeah. Let me put this up. Kevin Durant, Kevin Osby, Kevin Hart,
Kevin Durant,
Kevin whoever.
Mr. Glass. Kevin Durant is Mr. Glass, son. Kevin Durant is Mr. Glass, son.
If your first name is Kevin, I ain't got no problem with you, man. I don't know what's up with these two. Look, I gotta retire and find a job after this. I ain't got nothing to do with what they talking about.
Oh man. Hey, we'll end this before we get canceled. Cancel culture about to knock us out.
Jess, any final words? Because you're the only sane one on this thing right now.
Hey, y'all about to start shit. What's going on over here? But no, we really appreciate you all coming to watch us. Again, Pete and Big Mike, thank y'all for adding myself in DC. We've been following you all for a while, and I really love the atmosphere and the environment that we've created just to talk, share perspective. I love the people that drop in the comments because even after we're done, we always connect with each other. Yeah. But I hope everyone enjoys their self-care Sunday tomorrow. Yeah. That is a proper terminology. Did I enunciate clearly, Pete?
You're right, man. You good.
100%.
No. Yeah, Mike, what you got?
Hey, man, y'all already know I appreciate being able to lock in on my 30 different locations in the last year I've been broadcasting from. I appreciate having y'all, man, surrounding me. I appreciate the people in the comments, the people that's supporting, that's been jumping on. I'm just glad to be here with y'all, man, and be able to serve with people like y'all. And I can't wait to put that big reunion trip together where we all take over Maui and it'd be like 350 people there, and we just having a good time for some self-care. Not the part that Pete said, and so we can unscrupulously have a good time and pontificate on what's going on in Maui. That's all I got. That's it.
Hey, Chief, what you got? DC, I'm sorry, we got two Chiefs. DC, what you got?
Yo, much respect for all those in the comments that showed your love, man. We reciprocate at the same time, man. And to Player's point, yeah, I appreciate her being on. Yeah, she's the most sane out of the three of us. She brings an interesting dynamic to the audience. And much appreciate you guys having me on, man. Been a long time supporter. You know what I mean? And so y'all won't say it, but y'all see Kevin Osby still talking trash.
Oh my goodness. All right, so anyway, God.
I got one more thing.
Oh my
goodness. Yo, shout out to all the men out there. Yo, Player was right, man. Get your feet down. I'm about to put some lotion on mine. Take him to the day and get my pedigree to my
pedigree.
Pedicure. Yeah, pedicure. Yeah, you know what I mean? Pedicure. My
pedigree.
Yo, I'm tired, man. There's a lot of self-cleaning going on in this place.
I'm finished with y'all, man. I am done getting my pedigree. All right.
Hey, this is why they say when you do interviews, you have a specific time when you cut it off. This is exactly why they say you have a specific time.
Man. Y'all are crazy.
Right here. But,
get my pedigree.
Yeah, but I'm out. Sorry for all the missed things words. Also, hey, I know a lot of people don't know Big Mike, but Cash, I'm sorry, man. It was my fault. And I'll just leave it at that. But Cash, I see you in here. It's my fault. I apologize for everything that happened. Made me better for who I am for everything that happened. But I appreciate it. My fault. All right. So anyway.
Big Mike move.
Yeah. So anyway, we out of here. We'll be on next time. See y'all later, man. Unpopular celebrities. We out.
Peace.